Introducing Smart Objects, a plugin for VisualNeo for Windows. Smart Objects strives to provide more flexibility than standard objects, while at the same time offering wizards to be as easy to use as VisualNeo itself. Smart Object starts with a basic text editor module that we call our Smart Editor. The Smart Editor offers a large number of options for both appearance and function. With the Smart Editor, you can set it for read-only or not, would wrap or not, you can permit tabbing to other text entry fields or not, and whether or not to hide the selection of text when the text editor object loses focus to another object in the same publication. You can set the font style, the font color and alignment. You can set the canvas color and whether or not to display scroll bars. Like many of the objects in this set, it will capture events on change, on double or single click, and on right click, each event triggering its own subroutine of your choosing. Global hotkeys are a cool option, but they are best set by the end user, not the programmer. Smart Hotkeys offers an actual interface to permit your user to set their own hotkeys as per their needs. You can provide the user with setting ability or control the value dynamically as needed. Very easy to use for both you and your user. And we add a way to save and load your hotkey sets to disk, with or without encryption, for easy recall of user settings. Smart drop-downs offer a wide variety of uses, from either normal lists to lists of arrays, where the selection updates the other elements in the selected entry without the need to do a further lookup. Let me start by introducing the three states of most selection boxes, checkboxes, or radio gadgets in this plugin, both in our wizards and in our objects themselves. Each time you programmatically change the properties of any object, the settings for all properties on the wizard are saved as either checked, unchecked, or grayed out. When a selector is grayed, this means that nothing of that particular setting will change, despite the fact that the property command is being reissued. It's helpful to consider a grayed out object as locked, or meaning, leave this setting be. Graying out settings is particularly helpful when you don't know what it was set at, as the user could have changed it. When you add an array, you will select the element position to display and sort, as well as what to use as your delimiter. For example, if you import a two-element array with the first element, or number 0, being a title and the second element being a URL, then you could simply load the second element into your internet call, upon selecting what is displayed by the first element, and all without looking anywhere else. The Smart Dropdown offers an easy way to sort and remove duplicates. And finally, the dropdown offers two different styles, a dropdown, which permits user input via keyboard, and dropdown list, which does not. By loading the Properties command wizard, you can set the auto close and auto open, as well as the auto complete, which scrolls your list automatically as you type. Notice that here too, the Properties settings offer that 3-position configuration choice, adding a grayed out toggle position as well. The usual font and color settings are also available. You can capture events, including on change, on drop-down and on close, and direct those to your chosen subroutines. And of course, select items programmatically. This object will also respond to the general list commands offered, including count, add, get, delete, change, find, move and sort items in your lists. Smart list boxes are very similar in function to drop-downs, except they do not fold up and expand. Rather, they are stationary lists that can be scrolled through, with items being selectable. Like smart drop-downs, list boxes can list strings or arrays, and are able to display and sort by any array element in the list. They can be set for multi-selection if that's needed, and it can be set to return the number of the selection or the actual text contained. This object will also respond to the general list commands offered, including count, add, get, delete, change, find, move and sort items in your lists. The Smart Check List box gives you the ability to create checked lists that can be checked or unchecked with regards to state. This object has configurable font properties, can capture events including, on selection, on double or single click, and on state changes, each directing to its own subroutine. Both the selection and its state can be changed dynamically as well. List commands available to all list objects include add, change, and delete item, find and find next, such as the F3 key generally functions, and get and move item. You can also sort and obtain the size of your lists. Smart drag and drop is both very simple and powerful. When files or folders are dropped into this gadget, you can obtain the files, the folders, or both, all in their separate variables. You can also trigger a subroutine of your choice with every drop. Smart Trackbar is a configurable control which is controllable dynamically. Set the size, minimum and maximum value, current value and orientation of any trackbar. Trackbars can be linked to the Windows System Volume slider, set colors for background, border, thumb control and track, set caption display and whether to show borders on background or track. And of course the object wouldn't be complete without capturing events, including on volume update, on value changed or continuous during value changing for real-time controls and each controlling its own subroutine. Smart File Open Dialog is a highly configurable dialog box that allows a suggested file name, initial directory and a slew of options including multi-select, path must exist, file must exist, old style, allow sizing, don't add to recent, force show hidden, and do not show the places bar. Smart FileSafe Dialog is a highly configurable dialog that can be configured for a default file extension, initial directory, and options to allow multi-select, include or overwrite prompt, old style, enable sizing, don't add to recent, show hidden and no places bar. Smart Folder Dialog is a high configurable folder selection dialog that includes choice of edit box, new folder button, and whether or not to include files. Smart Font Dialog gives you a font selector with choice of ANSI only, true type fonts, and whether to display the effects bar or not. The Smart Color Dialog gives you an easy way to offer a color selector complete with custom color list palette. Thanks for your interest in Smart Objects plugin for VisualNeo Windows. If you have questions, comments, suggestions or requests, please don't hesitate to contact us either through our website or on the VisualNeo forum directly. One last announcement we'd like to make is, as of this plugin, we are taking orders for any single object out of our plugins for just $15. If you don't have need for an entire plugin, but rather would like just one of the objects and its functions, simply request this and we'll be happy to set that up for you. Thank you for your support.